Next tonight, then, the dads demanding a better deal on statutory paternity leave. In the UK, unless you choose to share parental leave with your partner, new dads and second parents get 2 weeks off, paid at less than half the minimum wage. Well, today, protesters staged a so-called dad strike to call for change, and I'm joined by dads Marvin Harrison, who helped organise the strike, and Lee Wilcox, who took part. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. Look, first of all, Marvin, just tell me why you chose to sort of organise this.
Well, it was really important that we done particularly a strike because we needed to interrupt the current pattern of what was happening. At the moment, fathers are, especially fathers who are self-employed or contractors, are not receiving any form of paternity leave, and as a result, we are outside of our family gatherings, and we're not spending the time with our children as we should. This is having a knock-on effect in terms of stress, in terms of mothers, in terms of the commitment that they're doing, but also for us, it's really important that a next generation of men are spending time with our family, specifically our children, not just to help mothers, but for our own well-being also.
Because your job, Marvin, is you do...
So I'm self-employed,
yeah.
and I've been in self-employed since 2020, since 2010, and my children were born shortly afterwards, and there was literally no support at all. And so after a week of being off work, I just decided to go back to work because the idea of not earning money for that additional week was just too great of a risk to take.
Lee, what was your experience like?
Yeah, so I've got a 14-year-old daughter and a 4-year-old boy. I was employed when I was 14, and obviously as a new father at that point, I took the 2 weeks that I could get, and then I was straight back to work. As a business owner now, and I feel fortunate that I could take a bit more time off, but the stress of that obviously leans towards the fact that you need to be at work as well as being at home, and the setup just isn't there. We represent, on the tools, we represent millions of UK tradespeople, 2/3 of which are self-employed. 75% of them have cited that they avoided time off when their newborns came into the world because of financial stress. They needed to go back and earn money, and that's why we're involved today, is to support tradespeople across the UK.
And Marvin, we're talking about spending review today, and all the government money and everything. What kind of support do you feel is missing? And it's obviously different in other countries, better and worse elsewhere, isn't it?
So at the moment, we're looking for more time off. So taking the 2 weeks and making it closer to 8 weeks, if not beyond, but also making sure that we're not earning less than minimum wage while we're doing it. And so both of those things are in question. But I think what's been really good is that private businesses are starting to raise the bar and paying attention to the work we're doing, but also we're starting to see a much bigger support across the board for men being more proactive for the lifestyles that they live and how close we are to our families.
I should say we're seeing some cute pictures while you're speaking as well. Lee, what difference would it have made to have had better, longer paternity leave?
I think as a man, you are put in a position where the usual circumstances is you earn and protect, and you go back to work. And I think over time that has changed, and the expectation for fathers is that you spend more time with your family and with your children. And actually, on the other side of that, this isn't just about dads, this is about families, and the fact that self-employed people don't get any access to this is kind of criminal. It doesn't really make any sense. It hasn't been reviewed it's been the same for 2 decades. And I think the strain that puts on families and relationships is, it's not right. And, I think dads deserve more time, families deserve more balance, and self-employed people deserve better, and that's what we're fighting for.
Just very briefly, Marvin, what sort of response you had from ministers?
Oh, it's been incredible. The amount of MPs, ministers, people in the media, people walking up on the street and just saying thank you for the work that we're doing. We really are trying to create a new way for fathers going forward, and so we're not there yet, but we're going to keep pushing. And as you see by the pictures, there's a lot of passion from all types of families to take part in this. So it's brilliant.
Guys, thank you so much for that on this busy day. We saw the protest there. Marvin and Lee, thank you very much for telling us about your protest today. Now, on Monday, we told you about how the government wants to widen a ban on the type of fishing called ocean bottom trawling. It involves dragging large weighted nets along the seafloor to catch fish, and it can seriously damage marine life. There it is there. Well, one area of Scotland has banned all forms of fishing for the past 17 years, completely transforming the waters there. Alan Jenkins went to the Isle of Arran to meet the man who campaigned for years